Hello, we got a tournament, the Naschlaps tournament, hosted on July 7th of 2017. This one actually snuck up on me. I didn't know about it till today or yesterday, because it should be uploaded on Saturday, and it's currently Friday. But enough of the days, let's introduce our two competitors for this final. It's a best of three on the left-hand side in blue. Playing his blue for Regard Fussel, and the 15th Scottish Infantry Division. And on the right hand side, red playing as the Axes, we've got everyone's favourite Twitch streamer, Captins, as the Trove Roffen SS. I got some pictures, we got a lot of matches, so let's get down to it. So we are on the map, Odon, we got the centrepiece town in the middle, and then a bit of forest fighting with some open ground behind them as well. So I'm going to be guessing Fussel's going to go rather heavy in the town, try to take that out, and hopefully he can stick in that close quarters engagement so the Firefly can't take advantage of its far distance. Yo, I'm not seeing a Firefly from Mr. Captins. I'm amazed he's not getting a lot of 2. Well, he has a few 2-2-2s, because he does like using those 2-2-2s and auto cannons. He really does like using auto cannons. I've seen him do some pretty nasty auto cannon rushes. But anyway, we've got an Avra from Fussel. He's going to be bringing it up top. A lot of infantry as well. Honey Stewart as well. More infantry. Just lots of infantry. It's pretty standard for 15th. Honey Stewart in position. Trying to kill half-tracks. Regard. The Panzer Grenadiers unloading. One of them's caught out in the open. We've got mortars firing, yo. That's the 250/7. And a lot of Bren groups. Bren groups are nice. Cheap. And they got 2 machine guns, which will give them a bit of extra fighting power. Not enough to beat Panzer Grenadiers on a run, but you can get 3 Bren groups, 3.5 Bren groups for the price of 1 Panzer Grenadier, so we'll let that add up. Fussel's trying to go around the top here. Not going well because the 222 is in position, and the Avra is slowly making its way. Let's remove the unit icon there, it's a bit silly. And down below, things are rather quiet. We got Smoke here from Captins trying to protect his Panzer Grens. You can't exactly use the autocannon unit too well because that Honey Stewart is still in play and he's going to get rather close to penetrate the honey. And then here comes the Avra popping around the corner. 222's already dead. There's an AT gun here and he could possibly get a side shot. I mean, he's racing for the right moment. There's no recon, so I think he will be able to stay hidden. And if he just rates, he's going to get a perfect ambush, but nope, he's spotted. It can't penetrate the Avra at that range, and the Avra will just kill it. Actually, oh, that's technically a side shot. Technically. But he's holding on. Yeah, he hasn't spotted it. Never mind, he has not spotted it. Oh, there we go. First hit. And there it. Will the Avra be able to return fire? Oh, AT gun gets the kill. Paid itself off 3 times, pretty much. And that's a damn good kill. Real good play from Captain. Side shot in the Avra. That's definitely going to save his top hand flank as the autocannon unit's going to come round. Yeah, never mind, the autocannon unit's just going to get killed by a 6-pounder, and Fussel's still going to make his ground. But losing the Avra is a rather big point loss. I mean, the big thing about the Avra is that it's a tanky tank. It's very hard to kill unless Captins is willing to spend 200 points on a Firefly. But that will take him 3 minutes to save up for, which is rather expensive. If you can get a ray without using the Firefly as Trove Roffen SS, yeah, I would do that, because even though Firefly is God among men when it comes to anti-tank purposes, it just doesn't have any HE ammunition. The Boiter one, that is. And Captain's slowly pushing his way through the town. Using his Panzer Grenadiers, trying to keep him at range. Bringing in the autocannon as well, as the Honey Stewart, I believe, got blown up. Is going to be bringing up a second. And this attack here from Fussel is going great. He's just gaining lots of territory, lots of map. And Captain is bringing up a Panzer Grenadier, it seems. I think he's going to need a little bit more. We are only 5 minutes into A phase, so it's still going to be quite a while before Captains can bring in any of your heavy artillery. And that is because Trove SS isn't exactly the greatest A phase deck, because we can see he is at a point disadvantage until he gets into phase C. I don't know where you're marking that. It's not really counter-artillery, you know, artillery. Maybe he's just doing it for my sake. But, yeah, thank you, Captains, if you're doing that. If not, I don't know why. When he's trying to make a push down below using a 222 and some pound grenadiers to move through. And I hope he has a resupply truck to resupply a half track. It's almost out of ammunition, and if he doesn't, it's going to be another 3.5 minutes before he can get some juicy ammunition. Captain's trying to position the AT gun to cover the outside of the town. The honey syrup staying inside a, well, I was going to say honey orchard, but it's an apple orchard. You can't really get a honey orchard because honey comes from a bee. And pretty much what's helping Captains is this prolific use of autocannons. I mean, they're good, they're cheap units, they don't have the greatest ammunition. But in terms of fire support, it's all you really need. Yeah, he killed the Alpha, which is the mage unit. He can kill the honey syrup with autocannons, does require him to get a bit closer though, and a bit lucky as well. But it's not impossible, it's not impossible. And Captains is continue to move up. Actually making some good ground down below to make up for the point loss up top. And it is not too bad of a point loss. Only a plus run and a 270 or 80 point lead, which is not that bad. He is more of a B and C face oriented deck. So we'll see what happens later on. We got a Churchill Mark 5. Great fire support. I mean, that thing can kill when it was autocannon units. Definitely. Yeah. It'll probably take a few hits, but it can definitely kill it. And it can also outrange AT guns. So if he gets some recon, Mr. Fussel should be doing a good job. The AT gun gets a shot, and real good micro with the AT guns. I have to commend Captains for that. Shooting once, holding fire, pulling back, and you see he tried to return fire, but there's no AT gun there. And he's manually directing fire onto that position. That's exactly hit and run tactics you need to employ with AT guns. I'm a, I don't want to say victim, but an offender of not repositioning my AT guns properly. Because you really should move them after they get a kill or two, or they're just going to get artilleried. We are into phase B now, and finally we've got some resupply trucks, and now Captains is going to be getting the Firefly. I'm guessing he managed to save up just enough to get him it. I mean, if he rated another minute, he probably could have got a Panther, but I guess he needs a Firefly now. Probably to try and deal with the middle. I mean, if he brings it up through here, he can kill the Churchill, knock out the other vehicles, try to gain the open ground advantage. Because he is still taking quite a beat, and Fussel's attacking rather heavy up top. I mean, Half Track and Pioneers are barely holding on, but he's only a little bit more to effectively hold it. And we got 6-pounder here. May want to unload. Maybe not in that spot. It's still covered. I mean, it's not actually shown on the cursor, which is rather annoying. But you see, you got good line of fire down the road, which is the main area you want to be covering up north. But Fussel's just doing a great job. He is having map control. We got a bombing run here. Gonna be hitting the 222, forcing it to retreat. Honey Syrup come around the flank, gets the kill, and I think Mr. Fussel's gonna be able to stop his assault. Here comes the Firefly. The 1-hit kill. Well, technically a 2-hit kill, but okay, 3-hit kill. Jesus Christ, Firefly. Okay, 4-hit kill. There we go. 4-hit kill from the Firefly. And the nice thing is that he doesn't have to worry too much about anti-tank weaponry. If he's not playing against American deck, so PH aren't exactly common, and we all know PH are crap. But what's not crap is a Panther, and Captains has got himself a Panther, which exactly the type of unit he needs to try and re-secure the top hand side. He's probably got another infantry unit to screen in front. It's still a 6-pounder. The 6-pounder's going to have a little bit of trouble penetrating the Panther. It's going to need at least these 700 meters to even really have a chance. And the town's pretty much cut up in half, and our Captains really needs to make a big assault. He's only at a 4% map disadvantage. It isn't too bad. If he can clear this up, has to definitely be the 4% that he desperately needs. Got artillery from Fussel starting to pound away at the pios. Yeah, just all quiet on the rest in front, really. It's a bit of artillery play, infantry moving up. You know, pioneers are good, but yeah, fighting entrenched infantry, and the Panthers not anywhere nearby to really give directed fire, because yeah, it's well, he could actually move a little bit and give some fire support, but that's not what he's doing. And if you're wondering, I am using the mod No Glow and improved sound effects, so when we actually zoom in, you're not seeing any unit highlights. And you gotta admit, the sound is sounding a lot better, which is why I really love this mod. It makes the game feel, it makes the replay feel more like Wargame Red Dragon, where you didn't have the like see-through glow stuff, and just the sound effects itself are brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Definitely makes the game feel more like a war movie. And it's great because it works in every replay. I'd highly recommend the mod. Captain's moving through the 222 and Firefly. The Panda leading in front. If he can push the Firefly out into here, that's open territory, open ground, and that's where it will succeed. If you can use your cannons as well to make up for the lack of Firefly's HE ammo, he should do a good job. And he's starting to penetrate through. We got some rifles and assault pioneers. Assault pilots, if you can get close, could do a number on the Panzergrens. Churchill Mark 5 seems like he's going to be trying to poke his way through the forest. It's going to be a little bit too risky because this Panzergrenadier squad are getting close, and they have the Panzerfaust and Captains moving the Panther all around the northern flank here. And from this position, it can give good fire support. I'm guessing he's being very cautious, which I can understand, as that would be a very expensive unit to lose. And it is a Panther. Panthers aren't invincible. If there is, you know, a 17-pounder somewhere nearby, spoiler alert, it's not. Is there? Actually, is this a 17-pounder? It is a 17-pounder. Never mind. If there was a 17-pounder deployed nearby, I'd be very scared about moving any of my German tanks that don't start with the letter King and end in Eiger. It seems like a little bit of a furball. Messerschmitt on Spitfire. You know, there is AA for Fussel, so he is going to be forcing the Messerschmitt to fall back. And again, the Spitfire is going to be able to get behind, really get the kill. The answer is probably going to be yes. Having AA is extremely important in dogfights. Even though the Messerschmitt was better equipped, better style veterancy. Actually, wow, the Spitfire actually got a ray. I mean, the Messerschmitt got a ray. Wow. Wow. I was not expecting that. The Spitfire was really on him. I guess I spoke a little bit too soon here. But Captins is doing all his best to try and break through the top, and as you can see, the Panther did get knocked out by that 17-pounder. Rather big loss. And yes, it's not looking good for Captins. He's really been on the back end foot for the majority of this match, and it seems like it's going to be very hard for him to make a breakout. Because even though he has the infantry, Fussel's just spamming a lot more infantry, and they have the veterancy, and they have, you know, they're cheap. And it's really not as well equipped, but he just does more, and that's really what matters at the moment. And holding on to his top hand salient is doing really well, and it's a pretty easy salient to hold. It benefits Fussel because it's much more close range engagement. You've got a lot of nice buildings to hide in, a lot of close range areas and tree lines to take advantage of, which helps negate the long range disadvantage that you have against German tanks unless you have a 17-pounder. It seems like Captains is starting to make a bit of a push down here. I mean, the Panzergrenadiers are holding the open ground as any rifles or pioneers try to move up. Seems like Crocodile's going to get into position, and the Panzergrenadiers getting hit up by the Honey. They're going to be forced to retreat. And I'm thinking Captain's going to start moving up his Firefly. It's really done nothing. It killed that Stuart, and that's about it. And it's bringing up a Panzer II, which I'm guessing is going to actually support the town with a bit of fire support. It's going to Thought he'd bring it to the Firefly to help it out. But a Honey Stewart could get into position and easily kill it because it is just a lowly Panzer II. I mean, it's pretty amazing they're still using Panzer IIs this late into the war. I mean, I just love for, you know, just for fun's sake to have a Panzer run one of the 2 machine guns. It'd be extremely useless, but I just think it'd be a very funny unit to use. Fussel's trying to make a bit of a breakthrough just below the town here with a few rifles as the Panzer Grenadier forced to retreat. And it's just not looking good for Captins. Fussel still has that +1 point advantage. And Captins just can't get the tanks. We are in C phase, I haven't actually noted yet. And Captain's getting a Panzer IV. He's not getting any more Panthers or anything else. Probably can't afford it because he's trying to clear up his front lines. He also just got the good use of artillery from Fussel. He's on top of his artillery game, he's on top of his airplane game, and anti-air game. He has all these advantages. And see, like, Captain's preparing for an assault somewhere up top. I mean, you got a rest bay here from Caps. But his tanks can't exactly do too much. They can't take advantage of the... Well, that's he killed a crocodile, yeah. So there we go, taking advantage of its anti-tank capabilities. Here we go, a Wolverine and a Croc being brought down below. The Wolverine can easily deal with the Firefly and Panzer IV. And there we go. It wouldn't be a Troph SS match if you didn't see good old Michael Rittman. And here comes the Ritty man. Problem is, there's still a 17 pounder here. And you saw what happened to the Panther before. Hopefully he can find it and kill it. It seems like he's just going to be engaging it at long range. And he's getting a little bit too close. Here he is behind cover. I mean, too bad he doesn't have a mortar got killed. That's not good. Too bad he doesn't have artillery or something to try and knock out 17 pounder. Because if he can kill it, he's pretty much free reign. It is... Oh, it's the second 17 pounder. So it'd be a bit tougher. You may want to start moving up infantry as well, but no, Captains is pretty much buggered this match. As round one will be going to Fussel. As you see, the Twilight Tower is a Tiger given great, fantastic fire support because it has a pretty high HE gun. And really, Fussel's just been on the top of his game, just using infantry to great effect, taking advantage of the close range encounters and stopping Captains from really getting a crazy tank force or taking advantage of it, because he can't exactly use Panthers and Tigers in close range forests and town engagements like so. Yeah, BGG, Fussel taking number one. It's roughly a 500 point difference. Now that 6 pounder got a lot of kills, a lot of light armor kills. It really was a very tough A phase for Captains. But getting pushed up top really did him a number. So I'll see you guys for match number 2. Ding ding ding, it's round 2 and we are on Mount Ormel. Fussel changing it up, playing as the 2nd Infantry Division and Captains as the 91st Loftlander. So I'm really liking this, as both sides are now playing completely different divisions. It's not just going to be 101st Airborne on 3rd Feldjäger for the entirety of the finals, which always makes me happy. It might be something to do with the rules. I'm going to be completely honest, I haven't read yet. But anyway, we are going to be getting started. We've got 2 pretty infantry-focused decks. Captains is technically an airborne deck, but I really count 91st Loftlander as more of an infantry deck, as they get a lot of infantry units. And also Feldjägers, which I guess are a very airborne unit. And I'm not going to be surprised if Fussel does Ranger spam. And from the looks of it, it looks like it's going to be Ranger spam, which is really the best way to play 2nd Infantry. GG no re. Well, hopefully. And hopefully be a GG for Captins. As the Ranger spam, what I mean by Ranger spam, I mean Ranger assaults and Ranger support. It's pretty powerful. It's what makes the 2nd Infantry good in a phase. And this is a pretty good map for that. In the middle here is going to be assault territory with their flamethrowers, and you got the open ground engagements where the Sport and the M1990 Rangers can do a lot of damage. And off we go. Captain's going for a lot of infantry because he's playing 91st Loftlander. Quite a few machine guns as well, and a mortar piece. And even bringing up some Flammenwerfer troops to try and deal with those assaults. And 3 of them, damn. Hopefully he spreads them out a little bit, because having them so close is not going to do him any favours. And we've got the mortar, actually not a mortar, AG-18, my bad. But we've got an American mortar, 60mm firing on the Ersian's Truppen. Captain's pretty much set up a defensive line on the bottom side, and doing the same thing up top with a machine gun and the Abra? Oh no, Panzerschreck squad. The Fussel using the mortars, using the smoke to let his ranger assaults getting closer. Ersian's Truppen are going to be feeling the heat. And the Feldjägers, they do not want to be in this forest. Well, they do, because it's Captain's best infantry unit till he gets to B phase. Well, best infantry unit all around, but in terms of frontline capabilities, you know, oh, I forgot they nerfed flamethrowers a bit because they don't have as much ammunition. So like they're killer, but they can't be killer for too long. I mean, you see, these guys are already out. This guy only has 2 shots left, so he's going to need a resupply truck to properly resupply it, but that's not going to be the case. So the Flammenwerfers, they're going to get shots on, and they're going to kill the Ranger assaults. Good God. Though they're going to pretty much use all their ammo. It seems like, yeah, it seems like it's pretty much just going to be the entirety of the ammo to kill one unit, and didn't even completely kill the Ranger assaults, which is rather understandable. They are a 3-star unit right now, so they do have, yeah, the bonus. The Flammenwerfers going on the Ranger assaults. And even though it's a 2-man squad, they have a flamethrower, and they're not afraid to use it. And they're just completely burning them up. Well, just one dude. A single man with a Flammenwerfer. And goddamn, that fire effect is pretty damn cool. But not cool when you're dead. And the Rangers still have close range weaponry for when they run out of Flammenwerfer. Down below, things are pretty quiet. Nothing really going on up top. It's really just a fight over the strip of forest. We got the FK-39 going at it. Oh, I just realised it's a Russian artillery piece. I just realised, chat. Wow. Well, I guess you learn something new every day. And he's doing that to counter artillery. The 60mm mortars. Captain's calling the off map. The good old 210. As it is taking its time. And here we go. The big bada booms. And those Ranger assaults are again hammered rain. This is going to allow the Feldjägers time to move up and try to clear through the forest. Seems like you got some Ersian's Truppen as well. No, one of them gets burned by the flamethrower. Yeah, it's just some Ersian's Truppen. And there really is a fight over the forest. And Fussel, he is gaining that +1 point advantage. It's still very close to map advantage. So if Captain's managed to push him back, he's going to be taking the map advantage lead. And I'm thinking he could do a pretty good job if he tried moving up top. Because you've got to realise, Captains has the MG34s and the IG-18s. They outrange the M1919s the Rangers have. So if he could take advantage of that range and push through open ground, he would be doing a damn good job. And we got T-30 hitting the Feldjägers. Here comes that Russian artillery piece. I'm guessing this is the IS-3. Yo, don't quote me on that. As he's using that to counter artillery and mortars, and it does outrange the mortars. And you don't see this all too often as an A phase unit, because you don't get them in packs of run in A phase, but just the range advantage that it has, allowing you to counter artillery is extremely useful, especially against second infantry, as they all use mortars in A phase, and they're deadly. So if you can knock out those mortars from a safe distance, you're going to be doing a damn good job. Here comes the second off-map party at T30. Is going to be booking it out of there because I would not want to be in the same place. And we even got a Panzer III being brought up in A phase. And a second Panzer III. Yeah, the captains must have both, because you can only get the Panzer IIIs in packs of run in A phase. So that's 2 of his 4 tank slots on some rather subpar tanks, but you really do need some sort of tank support during phase A. And infantrymen loading some more rangers. And even though rangers are good for Fussel, you don't get a lot, and it takes up a lot of your activation points using up rangers. If he's doing the standard loadout, he should only have 1 or 2 slots left for other infantry. For rifles, for example. And rifles can't exactly fill in the void that rangers can. The void of being able to kick ass, shoot bubblegum. We've got Faustjäger's finding supports, but the supports, they actually have better... Yeah, they have better machine guns at longer ranges. M1919 shoot faster in the MG34s. I know he captures the Faustjägers very quickly with the Ranger Assault. Good kill, good kill. And also I'm guessing Ranger supports did have the Star Veterancy to help them out. Got Earthhouse trooping moving through. Even just a command car to give some more support. And we are in B phase, so we should start seeing some more stuff from Captins. It's amazing he hasn't got an airplane yet, because that is going to be his one major advantage. All the airplanes you can rip up onto the field show. He isn't playing against an armored deck, so you don't need to get the HS-129 to kill crazy Shermans or Churchills and all that alike. Captins is trying to break through. The Ranger Assaults are still on course, and even some Ranger Marauders as well. Seems we've got some off-map party down below knocking out the mortars. The Ranger Assaults are completely battered, but there's nothing here to really attack with after forcing that retreat. We've got to command them for A1. Which I'm guessing he's using to bring up to fight the Panzer III. And it can definitely beat the Panzer III in a very easy engagement. Oh damn, yeah, it's a JU-88. Again, the B phase run instead of the C phase. You're going to get him in packs of run in B. So Captain's very focused towards that early game units instead of waiting for later on. There we go, we got some rifles and Fussel. And I'm thinking Captains is going to do a better job grinding down Fussel and Fussel as Captains, because Captains can only get 8 Faustjägers, but he's been doing a pretty good job keeping them alive, except for that surrender down below. And I've already seen quite a few Rangers get killed already. And once Fussel loses the Rangers, he loses the major part of what makes his deck really good. He still has a mortar advantage though, but if Captains can keep on it with his artillery and airplanes, he should be able to negate that advantage as well. He's pushing through the Faustjägers. The Panzer III just given some good support and fire. It really is just a fight over the mount. Faustjäger getting the M20 kill. I believe the Rangers also surrendered, or recon troop. So Captains is making a breakthrough here. We've got an M16, which is going to provide some very good fire support. Where the Panzer III can get into position, it could kill it, but he is using the Panzer III to try and kill the 107. And yeah, Fussel just does not have anything to do with that Panzer III, just a lowly, rather crappy Panzer III. I mean, it's nothing really to write home about, but it is providing some great fire support. We got the M4 Sherman being brought up, which should be able to deal with it, and it does have the 50 cal for extra infantry support. We've got the Panzer III pounding away at the Ranger leaders, yeah. But it's not exactly going to kill. Is that a xylophone? That is a xylophone playing its beautiful musical sound of blowing the crap out of anything that is within range. And he's going to just force some Mercenaries trooping, and the Faustjägers to fall back. Kills the Panzer III, rear of the mortar, which is a damn good kill. Captains are starting to lose some steam in the middle, bring out some pioneers. Captains, this is a lot of artillery, a lot of these, well, FK-39s. And they do have longer range, and he's using them to pound the mortars to oblivion. As you can see, there's not many mortars anymore from Fussel. And now he's just going after the infantry. As the M4 is pounding the pioneers. I think Captains maybe could use another tank or an AT gun, or a HS-129 to try and kill out Sherman, because that is the major threat he's going to have to deal with. Problem with Captains is probably going to be his resupply situation. He can only get the Kubel munitions in A phase, and you have to wait till C phase so you can get the regular Opel Blitz munition cards. But if you get both, that's 2 activation points on supply cards, and you probably don't need 2 supply cards, but you do need them at the same time, because if you're using a lot of artillery, the Kubel munitions probably won't, well, it's just going to be enough for Captains to get him through phase A. Bugged plane? I'm not seeing a bugged plane. Is it dead? Are you misleading me, Captains? Is this a bamboozle? It seems like a bamboozle. I've not even seen any other planes. I don't see bugs either, so I don't know. I don't know. And Fussel still holding on to his forest. Just bringing in the rifles. He's got the Shermans as well. It's helping out. I'm thinking Captains really just try moving and attacking another direction. Here comes Gabio. What was he doing with Gabby? I mean, there's no planes to shoot down. I'm guessing that's just going to be a misclick. You know, it's just going to go back to base and wait to get repaired. But I think Captains really should start trying to push on another flank down below. Like I said, he has the long range advantage with his infantry support guns, right? There's the M7DD, which kind of negates that advantage at the moment. But against the infantry, you know, he just moves up some air-sans troop and uses them with cannon fodder, spot the guys, and then just blow them to bitch. And then capture all this ground, because this is rather lightly defended compared to his heavy block up here. Which really does need to be rocket artillery, but I don't believe he can get rocket artillery for Laflandu, as he's just using regular artillery pieces. He's also using some mortar too, which I'm guessing he's trying to bring up to kill the Shermans. The problem is he needs to really use them at max range, because they can outrange at Shermans, but if they get a bit too close, they're easily killable. Sure. So that's really his problem, and the Shermans are in a very tight-knit location, so it's going to be hard getting a long-range kill on them, and they are protected by infantry, so you can't exactly bring in a Panzer Strike squad to knock him out. This one could potentially kill this M4DD. It's going to be a bit risky because there's a recon unit down there. Captain's managed to make a little bit of a breakthrough into his top-hand forest. I mean, this is usually a very good jumping point, capturing this forest, and then using it to attack down south to try to encircle the troops, put an AT gun here. But it's usually pretty hard to do. We got Gabby coming out once again, and just gonna fly over enemy lines. Is this the bugged plane that Captains was talking about? I don't know. But it seems very silly. Very, very, very silly doing that. Got some AA from Fussel and an artillery piece, I'm guessing. Wait, is that bugged? I'm not seeing an artillery piece on the back. We'll see when it unloads. And it seems like Fussel's starting to make a breakthrough in the top-hand side, as he's using his armor to great effect. And the Mortar 2, where's that Mortar 2? Because there's one up top. Maybe he got killed? That's not good. And I just realised I don't have unit scaling on. Hold on, it's a little bit unprofessional. I apologise. I really should have turned it on beforehand. There we go. I apologise for that. Because I usually keep it on because it's pretty useful just from a viewer standpoint. Being able to see where the unit's facing at a higher altitude. The Mortar 2 giving some good fire support on the rifles. The Captain's really having a hard time holding this town. And it's not even because of the Rangers anymore, because there's not many Rangers. It's just the amount of armor and light armor that Fussel has at his disposal, and they're all great at infantry support because they got 50 cows. Bloody 50 cows. And the DD fighting IG-18. Guess who's going to win that engagement? And it's going to be the DD. And here comes the Mortar 2. Exactly what he needs to do to try and knock out the DD. That's the major threat down below. And if he can kill it, he should be able to push through. But Captain's at a huge point disadvantage. Fussel is already at the plus run. It's going to be hard for Captains to take us back. There's some artillery on the Run 07s. But this is looking real tough for Captains. But he's close to breaking that plus run and finally pushing through. It's only 2%. And finally, now he's keeping Gabby behind lines. But yeah, I don't think Captain's really going to make a breakthrough. I mean, he's moving the Mortar 2 over here. And it's pretty much unopposed. There's no anti-tank weaponry. Except for his 2 T-30s are being brought out. And T-30 does have veterancy bonus, and the Mortar does have range, but at range it doesn't have range advantage. And the Gabby's going to be doing a strafing run. And it seems like Fussel's going to be taking the victory here. Now Rustin his used off-map party. And really just Fussel set up a good defensive line. Even after he lost all his rangers. He just set up well with his rifles and vehicles. Used his vehicles to great effect. Captains didn't really take advantage of the air power that he had. I mean, he's got 1 J-38, but that's really it. And Fussel just has good AA, good anti-tank, good everything. It's a very good, well-balanced line now. And Captain's artillery, out of ammunition, can't exactly... Well, they're not out of ammunition directly, out of ammunition carriers. Can't exactly counter batteries 107s, and it is snowballed out of effect, is what I'm trying to get at. No, I really have nothing else to say. The match really speaks for itself. Yeah, I will give Captains a plus run, because he hasn't lost by a plus 2. He's still holding on to his ground. Yeah, I think Fussel's not really in any rush to move up. And yeah, it will be a good game. And Fussel will take match number 2. Now, what's rather funny is that it's the best out of 3. And Fussel has run the tournament now. But yeah, that's the third match, guys, because Captains wanted to play another, which I have to commend him. That's pretty damn good sportsmanship. Once again, a 500 kill disadvantage, and Jesus Christ, that DD really gave Captains a D. And everything else is pretty standard. The Shermans, of course, getting lots of kills, and the Rangers didn't actually do all that much. They just got a few ersatz trooping here and there. So yeah, I'll see you guys for match number 3. Alright, we're at match number 3, a match that shouldn't be happening unless somehow I got replay orders mixed up and Captains are in this match. This is meant to be match number 2. But anyway, on the right, playing as blue, we got Captains as the 15th Scottish Infantry Division, and on the left, we have Fussel as the 17th SS. And it's rather fitting that Captains playing the 15th Scots, because we are on Hill 112. We're going to be speeding things up, as usual, and getting the match going, so 2 rather infantry-focused decks. Once again, you know, both sides are switching up their colours. Fussel getting the Snug F8, which is pretty standard play for 17th SS. It's not too expensive, and it's damn good if you're not cocky with it. As we wait for the match to get started. And this is going to be a bit of a tough one, I think, for Caps, because this is a pretty open range map. Fussel already has advantage with the Stug F8, because he can kill his Honey Stewart easily, and the Churchill as well. And even Yavra, if he just gets a bit closer, like 800, 700, 600 meters, he can also kill the Yavra. And he does have to worry about bloody 6-pounders, but if he has a recon in front and doesn't get too cocky, he should be fine. Seems like Captain's mainly going up top, trying to get on top of the hill, which is exactly what the 15th did IRL, and sending a lot of Bren gun groups, as well as a Honey Stewart. And yeah, pretty much Captain's sending all his cards up top. This is really going to be his major play. It's not exactly much in terms of map advantage, but if you manage to capture the hill, you can easily just start moving your way down. It's easier to fight a downhill battle than it is to fight uphill, as we all know. Fussel using a Stug F8 rather conservatively. We've got Churchill moving up. And then Captain's doing a pretty good job taking the top-hand side, using the smoke to block the MG42. He's got the Honey Stewart as well, and the Brain Group's going to get close, but don't get close to the SS Stormtroopers because they will storm you, as you can see. No, the Honey Stewart. Oh, smoking the SS Troopers probably wasn't the best idea, Caps. Kind of want to use your Honey Stewart to get a long-range kill. And Fussel is at that +1 point advantage. And the SS troops are going to be falling back. There's no AT Raptor here, so the Honey Stewart is going to be king of the field, or king of the hill, really. We start to get Fate's nowhere nearby. Machine gun group and an AT gun coming up top, but it's going to be a little bit hard position that AT gun. I probably want to put it around here somewhere. Or around here, really, to get a bit closer for the accuracy bonus. And right, you're artillery in your own command carrier, Captain. That's not good. We've got Spitfire dropping some bombs onto the IG-18. Doesn't get a kill, but does manage to heavily damage it. And their Captain's really sending all his cards up top, as I said before, but he still hasn't completely captured the hill. I don't know why he's using smoke on a forest, to be honest. We got rifles down below, but they're not really supported by anything, and if these SS troopers can get close, they can finish up the job. The other Panda Grenadiers are already doing rather well. I feel like if Captain wants to make a move down below, he really needs to have some sort of fire support unit. He managed to kill the Spar Troopers. The MG42 is going to be falling off the hill. We've got a second MG42 squad in the Pack 38. And if that Honey Stewart exposes itself, it can potentially get knocked out. There we go. Finally, the Avra from Captains are trying even the odds down below. I mean, in this area, there's nothing that can really kill the Avra unless the Stug tries to move up. But Fussel's very happy, keeping the Stug back, holding that crossroads. Yeah, he's not too happy. No, I was just going to say not too happy about it getting bombed, but I'm guessing those Panda Grenadiers aren't exactly happy being bombed because they're dead now. DEAD. Then we got a Humble Mark III to support the Avra. And the rifles are making their way up the hill. The Panda Grenadier is going to be falling back. The other Panda Grens does have long range advantage, especially with the IG-18, and Captains does want to move up his Avra to give some fire support. And the problem is, Captains, he can't exactly use his vehicles up top to really take advantage. You're on B phase now, so we got a Stug G from Fussel. We've got some artillery on Honey. And oh god, he's going to be exposing himself to anti-tank fire. Does get killed by the pack gun. We've got Humble Mark III flanking down below. And this is a very interesting map because, as you can see, it's just rolling layers of hills, so you can do rather sneaky maneuvers if you decide to hug the edge of the hill, essentially. As you can see with the Humbler. Because he is technically close enough to get shot at by his guns, but because of the hill blocking line of fire, he's going to be able to make his way around. And I'm hoping he's going to move it all the way around here to try and get some kills from behind. Yeah, he is going to be doing that, using the road to great advantage, and he could probably knock out the mortar. The Stug is not concerned with that, same with the MG42. I think Humbler is going to spot the MG. Going to be just tapping it with a little bit of machine gun fire. And yeah, Fussel's not going to be moving that back, because he's going to lose that mortar soon to the Humbler if he doesn't do something about it. We got a bombing run from a Spitfire. 232 gets knocked out. And the Stug getting bombed here. So maybe, if Captins is feeling really sneaky, he could kill the mortar unit and maybe flank the Stug. I don't think he's going to be getting a flanking maneuver, because the Stug is now moving. His rate is rather shaken, as you can see, so it's not going to get the quickest kill. And I believe around here, yeah, the forest is going to block his line of fire. Of course, the line of sight tool doesn't exactly work when it comes to hills, but just here, as we can see, if he placed it, the Stug can't exactly shoot. Yeah, well, Focke-Wulf can if it decides to do some strafing runs, and so can a Pack 40 if it flanks around, as he got flanked by an anti-tank gun. And the Avra not going to be moving up, he's just going to be keeping it back. And Captins have spotted some artillery to rail artillery enable Alpha 41 and rail flak Verkaloon. Not exactly an artillery unit, but it's anti-aircraft artillery, so I'm half right. Captain's got a Crocodile and the Command Churchill up top. Tippity top. And he really just needs to try and make a push in this middle hand sector, because he does have the armor advantage with the Avra and Croc. While Fussel only has that one Stug 3G. And he is moving the Pack 14 to position, but it's going to take it a while. Captain's got 25 pounder, going to be doing some artillery work on the static emplacements in the mid. And oh god, yeah, it's a Pack 43. Yeah, he's not pushing in mid anymore. And all these matches, I really noticed Fussel does a good job setting up a defensive line. Like in the previous match, round number 2, he pretty much just set up a defensive line. Didn't exactly moved up, but he just kept forcing Captins to keep hitting his head on that wall in the middle, and he just couldn't break through the wall. Instead, Captain broke his head. And now, as you're seeing from Fussel, he's got a Pack 43, he's got IG guns, he's got artillery, he's got Stugs, all very defensive units, which of course is what the 17th SS is good at. They got a lot of those nice static weaponry, and he's just going to take advantage of that. Not going to be moving up, just keeping to the nice +1 point advantage. You know, not trying to bite off more he can chew, doing some great, crazy flanking maneuver. He's just going to hold what he's got and just kills Captins as he moves up. And I'm thinking Captins isn't going to be winning this match, so this is definitely round number 3 and not misordered. But Captins decided to play all 3 matches, and it seems like he's going to lose all 3, but I still got to give him props for sticking out that long. If I was his shoes, I would probably just do the 2 matches and leave. You know, just call it a get day, GG. So, props for him. We've got some markers there from Fussel, spotting the artillery pieces. Yeah, so it's really just going to grind things up. But Captain's starting to make a bit of a breakthrough. It's slowly influencing the lines in the middle. Yeah, we got the SK-18s from Fussel, and you can't out-artillery SK-18s. You can't. So 25 pounders is going to be forced to relocate in some odd locations, and Captains just could not capture this hill. Now he's just getting pounded away, and Fussel was pretty close to capping it. I mean, he just has stormtroopers close in. He can get the kill. Daimler getting knocked out by a Stug. And there we go. Bombing runs all around. Bit of a furball now. Some Focke-Wulfs around. Not too much AAO from Fussel. You know, he does have a lot of Focke-Wulfs. That one flank vertical in. Hit out Spitfire. And the Focke-Wulfs so far, so they're going to be able to intercept. But they're going to be able to get the kill. They can't turn as well. Got a second Spitfire, and Captain's been able to get an AA unit out. And they do get the kill indeed. Now he's going at other Spitfires. I done fucked up start. Well, thanks for telling me that, Caps. I'm guessing it's... Yeah, I'm guessing with how he used his mortar early on and didn't exactly push all too hard. Because if he managed to capture that hill, that would be a great defensive location for his match at the end. Because you just plop the 17-pounder here, can't stop anything from moving up, and you just slowly make your way downhill. And we get to the twilight moments. But yeah, Fussel just master of defense in these in his tournament matches. And that'll be a GG. Fussel taking quite a bit of a KD advantage, 1,100 or 200 exactly. And the kills pretty... Well, Captain's run actually uploaded this run. Pretty even, nothing really... Oh Jesus, that Stug killed a lot. 2 Churchill Mark 5s, yeah, that's pretty bad. Those Stugs are living the Stug life. Wait, did he lose? Yeah, he lost 3 Spitfires to one Focke-Wulf. Huh. But, yeah, well, the Naschlaps 1v1 tournament. A little bit odd considering, yeah, we went into best of 3, they already run at best of 2, but some rather interesting matches nonetheless. And I'll see you guys soon for when we cover ESL. I'm going to be doing that with Khan. Hopefully it'll be up tomorrow, maybe Monday, depending. But I look forward to that. I'm going to shut up and leave it off. This has been another Rangaroo cast. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as usual, please just take it easy.